this morning I was working on a couple of how-tos to upload to the system. And one of them is for the lunge, the low and the high lunge, and the other one is for the gate pose. So watch out for those. And you'll notice if you go to the member site now that there is also a separate showcase for yoga with weights. So I separated the yoga flow, like the Thursday class, between the flowing class, the Vinyasa class, and I separated out the yoga with weights so that now you can, if you want to do yoga with weights, you don't have to shift through all of the other ones trying to find one, that they're all together. So look for that too when you go to your members page. Same thing applies. You may have to give them a password to start up the video, and it's just Northern Zen weights. All right. So let's come into our easy pose. Just sitting and relaxed pose. Just bringing ourselves into the room, onto our mat. Let your shoulders relax. And just breathe. You can close your eyes if you like, or you can just let your vision become fuzzy. And try to push away all of the what to do and what I should be doing and what I've got to do list out of your mind. And just instead, just focus on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to come up into a standing position. So if you just want to flip over, and if you feel like it, you can start out with a downward facing dog to give yourself a little stretch. If you don't, just get into a standing position. But I always recommend doing a down dog beginning because we do one at the end, and it just helps you to feel the difference in your body. Look toward your hands, start to walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. And you may want to keep a block handy up there for later on. And now we're just going to dangle, and we're just going to let ourselves stretch out. Knees are soft. Let your belly come down towards your lap and just stretch out here. And take those deep breaths. Let's come to a halfway lift. Press into your thighs, lift up your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, relax back down again. Inhale, halfway lift again. Tailbone and chin lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to come up in a reverse swan dive. So throw your arms out to the side, bend your knees a little more, press into the feet. Come up, reaching up for the ceiling. Reach up, palms together, and come into prayer position. And just rearrange your feet so that you're feeling really stable underneath you. It's really important that you are not forcing yourself to stand with feet close together. If that doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel balanced. Find your balancing position. Standing in mountain pose for just a moment. Bring your shoulder blades back, palms forward, chin level to the floor. Begin to tighten up all the muscles in your legs and your bum, your tummy. And just take a few breaths here. Let's bring our palms together, coming into the front in prayer pose. Inhale, pushing up through the center, nice and slow. Exhale, drop your right hand down, take a little side bend to the right. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, take a little side bend over to the left. Inhale up. Now your exhale, just tip back a little bit, press hips forward, take a back bend, just a little one. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Nice and slow. Throw the arms out, flat back. When you get to the halfway position, swoop the arms forward and then fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. And exhaling into prayer. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Nice and slow and gentle. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. And exhaling into prayer first and then into mountain pose again. Find your mountain pose. Just feel your body. Notice if you can feel the circulation starting to move. Let's begin again. Palms together. Inhale, pushing up. And we're just going nice and slow through these movements. Exhale. So we're going to be extending our breath as well. Right. Exhale slowly and inhale slowly. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale up. Exhale, little back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhaling into prayer. Inhale up through the center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhaling into prayer. Inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Fingertips touch the mat, or if you want, you can use your block. And we're going to step the left foot back. And we're going to come into warrior one. So stepping back as far as we can, but still able to plant our heel down. Our feet are on either side of the imaginary line. Make sure your knee and your ankle are lined up. Push into the front foot. Come upright. And then just readjust your back leg so that your ankle is feeling comfortable. In any position that feels good there. Look down. Can you see your toes? If you can see your toes or at least half your foot, you're fine. Inhale, reaching up. Now, if you couldn't see your toes or you couldn't see at least half your foot, then scooch that foot forward until you can. Press into your back heel. Push the back heel down into the floor. Inhale, reach for the ceiling. Take another inhale, and on the next inhale, straighten out your front leg. Exhale, forward fold. You can rest your hands into your thigh or onto your shin, but don't press into your knee. Just relax down. And if you have your block handy, just bring it beside you. But just for a second, we're just going to let ourselves stretch out here. Try tucking your tummy in, tightening up your abs so that your low back is not doing all the work. And either put your block on either side of your calf, either in the front or in the back of it. Press your knuckles or your fingers down into the block. Put your left hand behind your back. Inhale, let's just lift up the left shoulder toward the ceiling. And just take a breath here. Exhale it down. Inhale, bring it back up again. Don't worry about reaching for the ceiling. We're just lifting the shoulder, getting the rotation happening. Exhale it back down again. Inhale one more time, coming back up. Reach the shoulder up as high as you can toward the ceiling. Notice your low back. It should be not twisting at all. It should be nice and straight. And then drop your shoulder back down. Inhale, we're going to come back up. And as we come back up, we're going to bend our front knee. Reach back up for the ceiling. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, step forward, stand for a moment in mountain pose. And just feel the two sides of your body, how they feel. Palms together, inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhaling into prayer. Inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhale into prayer. Inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Fingertips touch the mat. We're going to step back our right foot this time into warrior one. Take a step back, do your checklist. Where are my feet? Where's my ankle and my knee? Push into the front foot, come up. Make sure you can plant your back heel down. Make sure your ankle is comfortable in that planted position. Moving it around any way that feels good. Bring your palms together. Inhale, push up. Reach up for the ceiling. And just take a few breaths here. Find that spot to stare off in the distance at and breathe. Take another inhale. As you inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, forward fold. Coming down. And again, if you need to, you can rest your hands into your thigh or your shin bone, or you can get the block. Bring your block beside you, either this side or that side, whatever side feels better. And we're going to put our right hand this time behind our back. Inhale your right shoulder up toward the ceiling. Exhale, drop it back down again. Inhale, lift the right shoulder up. And exhale, drop it back down again. One more time. Inhale, lifting up the right shoulder. Take an extra breath here if you like. And then slowly drop it toward the floor. Inhale, bend your front knee as you come back up again, coming back up into warrior one. Take another inhale. Exhale. And as you inhale, take a step forward, standing for just a moment in mountain pose. And just breathe. Palms together, inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhaling into prayer. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhaling into prayer. Inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. They should be getting a little deeper, these side bends now. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips touch the mat. We're going to step our left foot back into warrior one. This time the heels line up on the imaginary line and taking back a step far back as you can. Still making sure front knee and ankle are close in alignment with each other. Push your back heel and the back foot back just a little further than your toes. Press into the front leg. Come up, and your hips should be facing a little bit more sideways. So you're going to keep an eye on this knee. This knee is going to want to sag. Just does. Always has and always will for me. So I've got to always be pushing that knee toward my baby toe. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you have a good foot plant, front and back. Make sure you're not feeling like you're rolling on your feet. Just adjust your toes, widen your toes out. Make sure that back heel is back just a little bit further than your front toes are, just to protect your low back. Pressing the front knee over toward the baby toe. Get your shoulders lined up and then stretch the arms out. And take a few breaths here and just feel this posture. You should be feeling some stretching in this back leg. You should be feeling some pressure pressing down into your thigh muscle. And you should be feeling a nice stretch as you reach for each side of the room. Just drop the back hand down. You can relax it against your leg, or you can put it behind your back. Either one is correct. Palm faces up. And you're going to reach up toward the ceiling. Watch your palm as you do this. And then you're going to tip your palm so that you can see it. And breathe here. Proud warrior. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring your forearm down. You can relax it against your thigh. Lift your shoulder up a little higher toward the ceiling. And either going underhand or overhand, you're going to bring this arm right over your ear. And you're going to reach for the opposite side of the room as you press your back heel firmly down into the floor. So if you have good abdominal control, you can even let go of this leg. But don't do that unless you really feel confident about that, because otherwise you're going to be putting too much stress on your low back. So once you get into position, just see if you can let go and stay without feeling any tension on your back. And then you can breathe here. Slowly, slowly. Let's come back into warrior 2. Let's go into proud warrior once more. Nice and smooth. Inhale, and as you exhale, let's come into the side angle again. And breathe. Inhale, come right back into warrior 1. Sorry, 2. Oh. Warrior 2. We're going to drop our hands down. We're going to inhale and straighten the front leg. Then we're going to push our hip back just a little bit as we reach forward. And reach, 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 both directions. Drop this hand down toward your leg. You can grab your block. You can have your hand on your thigh. You can have your hand just below your knee, but don't put your hand on your knee. I'm going to get my block, and I'm going to bring my block in right beside my calf. Pressing my fingertips down into the block. I'm going to take my left hand, put it behind my back. I'm going to inhale my shoulder up toward the ceiling, and then I'm going to relax it back down again. Inhale it up. Exhale, relax it back down. Inhale it up one more time. And so be honest with yourself. If you have your shoulder facing the ceiling and you can turn your neck and you can see the ceiling without hurting yourself, reach for it. Exhale, bring that arm down. And as you inhale, let's bend the front knee, come back into the warrior 2 position. Relax your hands down, turn your toes in. So you're in wide leg stance. Have your block handy if you think you need it when you go into your forward fold. Otherwise, you can just move it out of your way for now. We're going to come down, nice flat back all the way down. So you can put your hands on your hips, take an inhale. And as you exhale, just lift your tailbone up, let your chin drop down. Make sure you're rotating here and not in your back. You're not rolling your back to do this. Nice flat back. Come down as far as you can and then begin to reach for the floor. If you can't quite reach the floor, grab your block. The block becomes the floor. Once you're in that position, see if you can just open up a little bit wider your legs. Sometimes you can. And then see if you can just rotate in just a little deeper. Take a few breaths here. We're going to take our left hand, we're going to plant it just underneath our face on the floor. We're going to take our right hand, bring it behind our back, and we're going to push into the floor and lift our shoulder up toward the ceiling. Just doing a little twist here. Let's switch hands. Right hand comes down, left hand behind the back. Let's lift that shoulder up. Exhale, bring it back down again. One more time. Left hand on the floor, right hand behind the back. Back down again, switch sides. Left shoulder up, right hand down. Exhale, come back to neutral. You're going to come back up from the fold, so hands on the hips. If you need to use your block to give you a push, use it. Inhale, flat back all the way up. And then you're just going to heel toe till you get to the top of your mat. And stand for a moment in mountain pose. And just breathe here. Palms together, inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Take a nice long side bend, but just using one breath. Let's inhale back up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale back up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhaling into prayer. Inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up, exhale, back bend. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhale into prayer. Inhale, push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Fingertips touch the mat. Oops, sorry, let's do a halfway lift. Halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips touch the mat. Let's step back our right foot, this time into warrior one. Heels are lined up. Come back up. Keep front knee bent. Look down. Can I see my toes? Push my knee toward my baby toe if it seems like it's sagging in. Arms are extended out front and back. Back foot is slightly on an angle. And we're just going to breathe here for a few moments. Let's drop the back hand down. Front palm comes up. And let's have a look at this hand. And just breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come into the side angle. Nice big stretch out. And once again, if you feel like you can handle it, tightening up your abs, support your body weight without leaning into the leg. Inhale, nice and slow. Let's come back to warrior one. Sorry, two. I did that again. Warrior two. Nice big stretch here, stretching the arms in opposite directions. Inhale. As you exhale, drop the back hand down, lift the front hand up, come into proud warrior. Exhale, coming into the side angle. Inhale back into warrior two. For some reason, that one is just not wanting to come out of my mouth. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, push your hip back. Reach your front arm forward. Back arm back. Take another inhale. As you exhale, you're going to tip. And again, if you want, you can put your hand on your thigh and put your hand just on your shin, not your knee. And we're going to lift our shoulder up to the ceiling. And we're going to put our arm behind our back first. Lift our shoulder up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Drop your shoulder down. Inhale it back up. Exhale. Relax it back toward the floor. Inhale, one more time, lift that shoulder up. And if you feel comfortable enough to look at the ceiling, you can reach for it. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Exhale the arm down, inhale back into warrior two by bending your front knee. Drop your hands down, turn your toes in. Back into the wide leg stance. Hands on your hips, take an inhale. As you exhale, just lift your tailbone up, drop your chin down, let yourself come down, nice flat back. As far as you can, reach for the floor or your block. And then see if you can widen those feet apart just a little bit wider. So we're going to come into the side lunges, and I'm going to show you, if you need a block here, what you need to do. So if you have your block, whatever side you're using that block, you're going to then take the block, and you're going to place it over by the right foot, bend the right knee, and lunge to the right. And then when I say go to the other side, you're just going to drop it over to the left, bend the left knee, and go to that side. So for those of you that can touch the floor, you're just going to walk your hands over and bend the knee and the hand where the hands are reaching for. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, walk your hands over to the right, bend your right knee, stretch your left leg out. Slowly walk your hands over to the left, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg out. Back over to the right, bend the right knee, stretch out the left leg, back all the way over to the left, bend the left knee, stretch out the right leg. Come back to center. If you widen up a bit, you might want to come in a tiny bit more, closer. Either way, hands on the hips. Inhale, nice flat back, come up all the way up. And then you can heel toe till you could get to the top of your mat and stand in mountain pose. And just breathe here in mountain pose for just a few breaths and feel your body. Palms together, inhale, let's push up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Now we're nice and warmed up here. We're going to stay in this side bend for a few breaths. And we're going to reach for the floor and reach for the opposite side of the room. So the floor, we're reaching with the bottom hand, the other side of the room with the top hand. And take a few breaths here. Keep your feet planted nice and firm. And just allow yourself to relax, to relax, to relax down. Nice and slow. Tighten up your tummy as you come up, though. Inhale up. Exhale, let's tip over to the other side. Same thing, just relax and stretch here. Let yourself drop down just a little deeper. Tighten up your abdominals. Inhale, lift that arm back up. Lace your fingers together, point your fingers up, and we're just going to push the hips forward, tip back, and take a few breaths here. When you inhale up, tighten up your abdominals, lift up. Exhale, nice and slow. We're going to do a swan dive. Push your palms out flat. Drop down to halfway lift position. Swoop the arms forward. Exhale, fold. Reach for the floor and just dangle here for a few breaths. Just let yourself get heavy. Soften up your knees if you need to, even more than you are. Let's come to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, relax back down again. We're going to start walking our feet back, coming into downward facing dog. Find your down dog. And if you need to, drop to your knees, come back up. Do that as many times as you want. Just breathe here. Widen out your fingers, spread them apart. Wag your tail. Another inhale. Then we're going to drop to our knees. And you can push back into regular child pose or wide leg child pose. I'll leave it up to you. Just push back. Come into child pose. And just take a little break here in child pose. Just come up slowly, flip onto your bottom. We're going to come into the half butterfly. Stretching out our right leg first, bringing our left leg in as close as we can get it toward the body. So it doesn't matter where it is, as long as you're not pressing your heel into your knee. Just bring that leg up as far as you can. And it doesn't even matter if it's way up in the air like this. If it really bothers you and you really feel uncomfortable, you can shove a blanket under here. Otherwise, just let it hang out there because eventually it'll start to drop. So let's take a stretch up, nice big stretch. On your exhale, bring your belly down towards your leg and just relax here. Take a few breaths. Notice where you feel the stretch. Do you feel it in the back of your leg? Do you feel it up the back of your back? You feel it closer to your glutes, or do you feel it higher up? Just let yourself just relax. Let your weight do the work right now. Push into the floor, slowly come back up again. Let's switch legs. Stretching out the left leg this time, bringing in the right. Take an inhale, you can reach up if you like. And on the exhale, bring your belly down, not your head, your belly. And relax down. And just breathe here. Let everything get relaxed. Let everything get heavy. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. And just allow yourself to just breathe into that spot. Push into the floor, come up nice and slow. Shake your legs out. If you have a blanket handy or a pillow, grab it. And we're just going to shove that just underneath our thighs. You can use a block here, but block might be too uncomfortable. Separate your feet slightly. Take a nice long stretch up, reach up. And as you exhale, bring your belly down between your legs. Reach down your legs for your shins, your feet, if you can reach your feet, your toes, whatever you can grab. And then just very gently get heavy and let yourself sink down. And you can use your feet or your ankles for some leverage to give yourself a little pull. But instead, just breathe and just let your body weight do the work. Notice now where you feel this stretch. Knees can be softly bent. And then very slowly come back up again. Get your blanket out of the way, or if you want, you can sit on it. Let's come into the cobbler pose. Feet are together. There's a space, at least enough to put your hand down between your groin and your heels. And you're just going to let your legs relax out to the side. You can reach down and grab your feet. And if you like, you can open your feet up like a book. So this is a really good stretch for the ankles. You've got tight ankles. You may want to start working on that, opening up the feet, the bottom of the feet facing up toward the ceiling. The other thing you'll notice when you do that is you'll feel more pulling going on in the groin area. So see if you can get to that place. If it's not for you today, don't do it. Let's take a deep breath in, nice straight back. Inhale. And as you exhale, just press your belly down toward that spot in the floor that you've left. And let yourself get heavy and just breathe a few breaths here. Open up your feet as much as you can. Have a look at them. Definitely need a pedicure. Winter is hard on our feet. And then very slowly come back up, help your knees up, relax your legs out, shake them out if you like. Lean back on your hands and just windshield wiper your toes one way and then the other way. Let the whole leg get involved. Back and forth, back and forth. We're going to come down onto our back now, so keep a block handy so that when you get down there, you can grab it. And if you want to put a little pillow behind your head. If you're feels more comfortable, you can do that. Bring your knees up, roll on your back. Just roll side to side or go circles, whichever feels good. Let your shoulders relax down. Drop your right foot down, put your left ankle on your thigh, just below your knee. And you're going to take your hand and you're just going to gently press onto your thigh and try to open up a little bit more, wider. And see how that feels. If you feel fairly loose here, now I want you to lift your foot up off the floor and reach underneath and grab your thigh. So here's where you can use the block as well. So if you feel like having to do that is a little bit too much, just bring your block on the flat side, this lowest side, and place your foot on it. And then push against your thigh again. Figure 4. For those of you that find putting your hands here is no big deal, see if you can grab against your shins and start bringing your knee in toward your chest. But any of these, as long as you're feeling it, you're doing it. Let's place that foot down. You can switch sides if you like. So that now we're using the right leg, ankle comes against the left thigh. And first step is to push that leg out, get that hip opened a little bit. And if that feels fairly easy, then you can move on. And if that doesn't feel easy, stay here, work on this part. And then if you want, you can take a block, put it under your foot, get a little more tension on that hip. If you're able to reach underneath and lift it up higher, go for that. If you're able to grab your shin, go for that. Find the one that works for you. And just take a few breaths here. And bring your feet back to the floor. Inhale your knees up. On your exhale, slowly drop them over to the left. Roll right onto your left hip. Try to keep your shoulders touching down. Stretch your arms out in a T. And just look to the right now. That sometimes helps keeping that shoulder planted down. And just breathe here. Take a few of those deep breaths. Just let it go. Inhale, back up, and roll right onto your right side of your hip. And look to the left. Take some deep breaths here. If you're like me and you don't quite make it to having both knees collapse in together, that's not unusual. You can put your block between the knees if you like, if it really bugs you, and squeeze it, but I wouldn't worry about it at this point. We're just cooling down now. Bring your knees back up. Give yourself a hug if you like. You could grab your big toes or your ankles and come into happy baby. Just roll on your back. You could stretch out your legs, coming into dead bed bug. And then gently, gently start to stretch yourself out for Shavasana. Now take up lots of space. Spread yourself out, nice and wide. Begin to allow your body to just start to let go and melt. Take a few deep breaths if that helps. Imagine everything beginning to get soft, melting into your mat. And if it feels good, let your palms face up so your fingers can relax and curl. Let your jaw relax. And let your breath relax. Let your mind drift off to a place where it feels so at peace. Just imagine yourself there and go and spend some time. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, gently waking your body back up. Give yourself a nice stretch if you like. And then bring your knees up to your chest and give yourself a nice hug. And just take a moment to thank your body. And then gently roll over to one side, doesn't matter which. And take a few moments here just to feel exactly what you're feeling right now. And then when you feel ready, you can make your way up to a seated position. Let's close our class by chanting Om. We'll take a breath in and out first, and then inhaling for Om. Let's inhale, exhale, inhale for Om. Om. Rub your hands together, generating some prana. And as you do this, think of the places inside that could use this healing energy. Close your eyes, place your palms over your closed eyes, and as you breathe in, open them and send it where it needs to go. On your exhale, palms to ceiling, sending energy and love out into the universe, but scoop up some, bring it back for you in your heart center. Namaste.